Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
This is
Sarah.
Nasira. I am the energy architect, and today we have with us one of the authors who has authored a chapter in the book Women with Healing Gifts, which is trending at number one right now. Her name is Anjana Nambissan, and she's a certified coach, a meditation teacher, and the founder of Daffodils Bloom Life Coaching. She is a wife and a mom of two beautiful girls. She is on a mission to heal many lives through her coaching, teaching, and about self love and reparenting the inner child. She was born in a middle class Indian family, completed her engineering degree in computer science, and had a career as a software developer for about 15 years. As part of her healing journey, she decided to leave that career and become a life coach, transforming lives. She offers personal life coaching sessions, group coaching, and workshops on self love, parenting, and relationships. Her workshops were presented in nonprofit organizations like Holistic Health Alliance and Healthy Mind and Soul. She loves music, dancing, and nature. Please welcome Anjana. Anjana, thank you for being here today. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. The book is at number one right now. And all
Yeah,
of this is in
so
pre-sales. The book is actually launching on June 18th. And yeah, big shout out to you. Um, how do you
thank you,
feel?
Sarah. And same, congrats to you too.
Thank you. How do you feel about the book being number one right now?
Wow, that is one part like that hasn't sinked in yet. I know I always dreamed about writing a book, and at least I'm like so happy and so excited about the fact that like the one chapter came in this book, and like I was able to, I'm so fortunate to be part of like such a wonderful book. So yeah, super amazing and exciting.
Anjana, tell us about your healing journey. What was that about? Because you spoke about reparenting the inner child.
Yeah,
So I'm curious to know as to what brought this about in you.
it's a very interesting journey. I started like few years back. So when I was feeling like completely hopeless and depressed in life, like I started talking to a life coach. She was the one who showed me how to understand my thoughts and feelings and how to navigate my life just by changing the thoughts and just observing the thoughts. So from there, I actually came across like a lot of my own inner wounds and the pains that I actually experienced as a child. Surprisingly, I didn't know anything like this before I worked with my life coach. Then it was like slowly like seeing that little kid is living with me always. She never went away. Like she never grew up. She is right here with me, right? That understanding was just amazing. And as I started healing, I actually understood that we have to be that parent for that little kid within all of us. That little kid who did not get the attention and love and acceptance, everything that she was craving for as a child, and she did not receive. So now, as an adult, it's our responsibility actually to go back to her, to be with her, parent her, be the loving mom that she needs. So that is the whole point in me coaching in that direction actually. And my life coaching journey, when I started healing, and it was like a magical process. That is when I realized I can actually do this to other people too. I can definitely help other people heal their lives. I went and did my life coaching certification. And when I had to pick like a niche, like, okay, start with like a topic to coach on, I didn't have to think twice, other than like the self love and reparenting the inner child. I didn't even have to think twice on that. because that was my own journey. So always when it comes to like coaching or like any healing work, it's our own journey that actually teaches us, right? That is the wisdom that we have. It's not like the textbooks or it's not the certifications we do. It is our own wisdom that comes from our healing. So that is the reason, like, I chose that topic and I'm here actually teaching about that to other people and coaching on that.
How amazing is that? So you are reparenting yourself.
Okay. I am actually. It is very interesting journey, Nasira. Like I really like take a few minutes at night before going to bed. I just visualize this little girl who is just like about 5 or 6 year old. See her with that twinkle in her eyes, like the naughty smile. And I just like talk to her for a few minutes. I just ask her how she is doing and feeling. And it's so beautiful. And I get like such a precious smile back from her. So that is something that I definitely like talk about a lot. Like keep that as a promise to your inner child that
Mm,
you are going to be there with her and keep that promise. Otherwise, she's going to be mad at you. Like,
yeah,
really. Yeah.
yeah. So, being with yourself and being everything that you wanted as a child actually healed you. And
Yeah.
now you go out and you touch so many people's lives, okay, by teaching them how to connect with their inner child.
Yes. Yeah.
And how's your journey been so far?
It's just wonderful. Like, the only thing is, like, when I start coaching people, I do see tears a lot because those are all the healings, right? So I do see the tears. And when I remind people about like staying in touch with their inner child, like everything, it just comes out, like all the pains and wounds, everything starts coming out. But at the same time, they take the responsibility for healing their life and being that best parent for their inner child. It is beautiful to see right in front of our eyes how much that can transform lives. Yeah, I love the journey. I'm loving
I,
it so much.
I'm curious to know, um, what um, what does that inner child tell you,
Mm,
and and how do you respond to that inner child? Because what I feel is that a lot of people don't understand as to, or don't realize, it's not about understanding, it's they don't realize as to how much our childhood conditioning actually is responsible for a lot of decisions that we take later in life.
yes,
And you are somebody who's, seen that, looked at it in the face, and you are redoing this for yourself. So
yeah.
what are those conversations?
So some of them are like, even to begin that conversation, right? Maybe I should start there. So, for example, I got emotionally triggered today for whatever reason with my husband, or it can be with my coworkers. Somewhere I got triggered. So that is the time, like, at least that is how I see it. So whenever I get emotionally triggered and I'm feeling irritated or in pain or something like that, I sit down and I see like what is thought, what is that feeling. And believe it or not, almost always I go back to like an earlier event in my life when this little girl was like having a bad conversation with her mom, or she was teased by other kids or something like that. it goes back right to that moment, and I can see that, and I can see like she's not able to express her feelings. She's not able to say what is going on because somebody is putting her down. Somebody is asking her to shut up, or she's, I don't know, being ridiculed for just crying. So she was not allowed to express her feelings. So that is the time when I realized, initially, even I didn't know what to do. Then what I understood is it's not about consoling her or calming her down. It is all about being with her and letting her express her feelings. Nobody has to go and tell her that she has to stop crying, or she's okay, whatever she feels is okay. Even that is not needed. All we need to do is just be with her, allow her to be. And if she's angry, tell her that anger is a normal feeling and she can be angry. And whatever that means to her. If that anger means screaming and yelling, allow her to do that. If she is sad, let her be sad, let her cry. And the beautiful thing about this emotion is it is really, like we say, energy in motion, right? So any given person or that little kid cannot keep on continuously feeling the same feeling as long as we allow her to feel it that once for a few moments, and that's it. And then the healing, even though we say it as like a big deal, it is just allowing her to be, express whatever she needs to express. And she moves on. She is happy after that. As long as she knows she is in a safe place, nobody is there to hurt her or put her down. Okay, I'm angry, I scream, I'm done, and I go out and play again. So that is how I usually do that. So I can actually really be in touch with her feelings. So does that make sense? Does that
Yeah.
sound good?
I was lost in listening to you because um, while you were describing that journey, you literally took me back into your mind and how you speak to her, and I just thought that was a beautiful relationship that you're having with yourself. And when you talk about self-love and self-care, I think that what you just said right now is the most important thing, where we are so lost. In our childhood, it's all we behave in a way that people have asked us to behave, and then we grow up thinking that this is right and this is wrong, or if I do this, this is not okay, or that is not okay. So our authentic self doesn't really surface. And I think the
True.
small child is kind of trapped deep down.
Mhm.
And when you say that you speak to that child and you help that child come out
Yeah.
and surface and be itself and be authentic, I think that's a beautiful relationship to have with yourself. That really is true healing in a sense. Because as women, we also get lost as we grow up trying to take care of other people's needs. And so earlier it is what everybody told us and their opinions. And then it is taking care of other people, our families, and people around us, because women are like, they do take care. And we don't take care of ourselves.
Very true. Very true. Completely not authentic living. Isn't that what we were doing all these years?
Yeah, yeah.
Always just
So,
following the rules. And being a girl itself came with set of unwritten rules, right? We had to behave a certain way. We cannot raise our voice. We cannot even get angry at anybody. We cannot even cry. Like all the set of rules came with it, right? Just being a girl.
yeah. How difficult was it to undo everything that happened earlier?
It's a continuous process. It's still not over. There are so many stories that the little girl has to tell me. And I have gone back to the same stories at least, I don't know, like so many times, like 10 times or something. And at the 10th time, I'll be asking myself, why am I with the same story for these many times? Why am I not healed yet? But there are so many different angles to the same thing, which comes from conditioning, like what is that called? Like unconscious patterns, right, that we carry.
Yeah.
Everything plays a big role in every single scene. So when we go back to that, we might, first time when we see a scene, we might just touch the surface. And over, like after like several times, we are like, oh, so there was like an unconscious pattern that was causing that little kid to feel a certain way and tell a certain story to herself. So that is, I don't know, like they say, like the healing is like a spiral process, right? I'm really experiencing that myself, like because I started this at least 6 or 7 years back, my own healing, like not the coaching part of it, my own healing, and several things just like keeps on coming up. But I do feel a lot of difference in the way I feel. I
Hmm.
can smile authentically instead of like putting out a fake smile. I can actually smile from my
I can
heart
see
now.
that. Yeah.
So that is a difference, but still, like the complete healing part, I think that's a myth, I guess. We just keep on going back and like healing, taking
Yeah.
care of her maybe a little bit more, teeny bit more next time.
Yeah. I do agree with you in that sense because um I also feel that you need to be consciously aware of yourself, and you have to ask yourself the right questions. That
Mm,
awareness is not there in so many people. And it's not just for women, for men as well. Like
mm,
we would respond to a certain situation because of something that happened much earlier, and we don't understand why this goes on repeating.
yeah.
Um, because you are emotionally quite evolved and you have worked on yourself, you are able to recognize that. But a lot of people are still questioning themselves as to why it's happening, and they don't
Mm,
understand it. And I think that is where people like you come in, and you really guide them through your own
mhm.
experience. So you
Yeah.
are a healer. You are a healer in the truest sense.
Thank you. Thank you. And I do see that, like, even though I did like 2 coaching certifications, there are like several things that we learn as a part of becoming a coach. When it comes to really coaching somebody or guiding somebody through that healing journey, it is none of those that actually come into picture. It
Yeah.
will be like, and there is like that part too, right? Like the people I talk to are kind of like automatically like an older version of me. So easily, like I just have to tell them like my experience or the way I walked that path, or this is how I was thinking to myself, or all the stories that I was telling myself. That is kind of like guiding them towards, oh, these are the possible ways I could be thinking, or at least giving them that awareness to watch their thoughts. So it's amazing how that comes out.
It really is. And I would like to congratulate you for your victory, in a sense.
Mhm.
Uh, overcoming um, a lot of challenges, I want to congratulate you for finding your voice and finding your authentic self. And this is what Energy Architect is all about. It is
Yes.
about taking control of your destiny and designing it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get stuck in a situation thinking that this is what I was born into, or this is how my life is, and they remain there. But people like you come out and say that no, this doesn't have to be this way. You can heal yourself, and we'll show you how. And you can design your
Yes.
destiny, and we will show you how. So many, many
It's not a
congratulations.
fate or horoscope, right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations to you on that. Is there a
Thank you so
message that
much.
you would like to give out um, to the people watching you and listening to you?
Of course. That will be to love yourself. I know like we have like heard so many stories from so many people, right? From childhood all the way till whatever number of years we have lived. We have heard stories, we have heard reasons not to love ourselves. Maybe to think like, oh, maybe I'm not beautiful enough or not smart enough. And all the kinds of nonsense that we have heard. And we have attached our own worthiness towards many of these things. And the truth is, we don't have to have like a lot of knowledge, or we don't have to look like a, I don't know, like a model or anything like that. We don't even have to have like millions or billions of dollars or anything. Things doesn't define your worth. We are, just because we are alive and we are breathing means we are worthy of love. That is like a reminder, like we are all divine beings and experiencing this beautiful life. And let's just get rid of all the nonsense, whatever conditioning that got into our head. And let's understand we have control on our own thoughts, and that creates our destiny, our life. And just allow yourself to feel the feelings too. That is another part of that. So instead of um, calling certain feelings as good or bad, let's call all feelings as a human experience, and let's experience them. Everything is welcome in this experience of life, right? So let's feel it. Let's feel everything and release them. Let's live our life to the fullest. Yeah.
That
And I
truly,
love you.
that truly is unconditional love.
Mm. Yes,
Um, Anjana, you said that there were some gifts that you would like to give away.
yes, yeah. I would love to give you like an initial coaching session. It can go from like an hour to hour and a half. And this is purely to like understand what's going on in your life, in your mind, and see if coaching can do that magic in your life. So it's like completely free initial coaching session, and I would love to talk to you and see how I can guide you to like a much happier and joyful life.
I'm sure a lot of people would want to reach out to you and work on their inner child
Yes.
and get some of the playfulness that you have.
But we need to have that, right?
Yeah.
Like without that playfulness, we don't have our life. Like we'll be just like robots, like doing some kind of like routines and be done every day, waking up again to the same routine. No, that's boring. Let's not do that.
So, congratulations once again, Anjana, on being a best selling author.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, and also credits go to Action Takers Publishing um, that held our hand all through the way. And yeah, I would really like to thank you for being here today and talking to us and sharing your story. Wishing you all the best for the future. And may you always, always be cheerful and playing. Be playing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nasira.
Thank
Really
you.
love that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening to us and watching us. This is Nasira, the Energy Architect, signing off. Bye bye.